Because it's part of my everyday job. Today I want to give you my most important tips for better team leading. A tough one, and 4 steps. One of the best parts of my business life is at the same time the most difficult challenge. I'm working with great people and talented experts every day, and it's my part to find them, keep them together and motivated. I've had my first employee more than 15 years ago. I made so many mistakes, man! But at some point I realized that leading is something I needed to learn like any other skill. So I started reading about it, talking to other people, what I still do to evolve. And over the years I figured out what works and why it works. My script, by the way, so I don't forget anything. But before we move on, consider subscribing, decide to do so, and bam, the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Chippity-doppity bam! Nice to see all your excited faces. Welcome to the Business MC channel, where I share my experiences from my 6-year journey from mediocrity to millionaire. My offer, infos and shortcuts for business rookies and average people like me. Plus, insights in my creative everyday life. Everything you need to know, linked here and in the description below. There are tons of books about team leading, countless YouTube videos as well. But in the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna explain the 4 most important basics that I found out. To be a leader, there must first be a team. It's a bit like founding a band. You need to find like-minded people that are passionate about the same thing. It always sounds good to be the boss. Just be aware that there comes a lot of responsibility with it. Responsibility for the company, of course, but also for every single person that's part of the company. And I can tell you, still after so many years, it feels terrible, absolutely terrible, to lay someone off. In such a situation, it helps a bit when you recall that some decisions are bad for one person, but important for the job security of the rest of the team. And it needs that solid basis on which to grow. Number 1, building and growing a team. It's always a challenge to find the right people. A, because they need to be passionate experts, and let me add at this point, gather people around you that are better than you. B, because they need to be characters that fit together, and C, because they need to be 100% trustworthy when it comes to teamwork, customers, and business partners. It's essential to explain to them why that is important and lead by example. So, when hiring, get to know the person as well as anyhow possible during the first interview. What they like, what they dislike, books, music, pets, hobbies, whatever might be interesting or of use. Dive into details when it comes to references. So, find out what exactly the applicant's part of a shown work or project was. Be completely honest and clear about what you need, what you offer, what the job is about. And never only tell the nice and interesting side of the job. They will find out within the first couple of weeks anyway. Talk about the company's vision and goals and how you plan to achieve them. The decision to work for or with you has to be about more than just money. If that's the case, they will leave you at the first hire offer. Hiring someone lightly without a good preliminary interview to test them out and then terminating them after a few weeks is waste of time. Absolute nonsense. Number 2, once you have found the right people, help them rise. People make mistakes, as I do. Number 2, once you have found the right people, help them rise. Biggest mistake I made for years was to think that everything has to be done the way I do it. It's easy to think so, because of course the founder and CEO knows everything best, right? Simply not true and keeps talents small. Let people do it their way. All, or at least many roads lead to Rome, as we say, and be assured they will grow with the task. It's hard sometimes, especially when things go wrong. Would have gone wrong your way too. I hardly ever argue about failure, but I try to make sure to learn from it. When mistakes happen, I don't waste time on figuring out who's to blame. That's not important. It is important to talk about it and let the team find out what can be improved. In order to support progress, talk to the people. Ask about their needs, ideas, and concerns, and make sure everyone gets the perfect tools to grow their skills and rise above mediocrity. Simon Sinek says, you don't hire for skills, you hire for attitude. Number 3, make clear rules. No team works without rules and regulations. Everyone in the team needs to know the rules and follow them, especially the boss. Basically, there are 2 different types of rules: the legal requirements and the agreements on working together. You can't bend the law, but the rules for everyday work can be set together, and you should do so. What I do from time to time is to recap the rules, figure out which ones need to be adjusted. In larger teams, there always appear rule breakers now and then. And when so, take them aside and explain why the rules are important. If everything makes sense, they will follow, or the rest of the team will work it out with the rule breaker on their own. I'm very proud whenever that happens, because it confirms that we're on the right way. Which leads to number 4, create your own corporate culture. That's a tricky one, and you need to find out yourself. I just want to offer a few triggers. Give and receive feedback. As I mentioned, one key to a successful team is communicating. Say what you mean and don't beat around the bush, which doesn't mean to be rude at all. And also listen to what they have to say, listen to their advice, and be open to new ideas. Have flat hierarchies. Define each part and role unambiguously so the team will be able to work fast and efficiently. Once responsibilities are clear, there won't come up discussions or envy. My favorite one, party and celebrate success. You have to give people appreciation for their work. Praise good performances as often as possible and party whenever there's an occasion. Celebrate success together. A leader's role is neither being best friends with your coworkers nor being the commander who tells them what to do. It's like being the captain with destination in mind, making decisions and find solutions quickly and under pressure whenever a change of course is needed. A very hard piece of work that's never done. The New Year's Resolutions Challenge. Linked here. Thanks, a very big thanks to my running buddy Chris. And he's more than just a running buddy, one of my best friends. And recently we had a lot of fun trying out my drone before we started the run. Running twice a week? Check. Regarding to looking ripped, I found out I need to increase the number of workouts earlier than planned to achieve the goal. Still managed to be strict with myself and give up sweets during the week. And this episode, number 6, making a new video every week is so F-U-C-K-ing hard. Never thought it could be that hard. More about that in the next one. You should definitely stay tuned. Well, that's pretty much it. Bam, the subscribe button if you haven't already, and support me on the road to 1 million subs, or at least have fun watching me fail. Stay open-minded. Tschüss und Baba. One more thing. There's a very nice quote from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry on gathering a team around you. It goes like this. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people to collect wood and don't assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea.